Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. So, since this is a general reading where I'm tuning into general energies, I'm not tuning into one person's specific energies. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, you are very welcome to schedule an appointment with me. The link to do that is in the description box below. I've really enjoyed meeting many of you in that one-on-one space, and it's been fantastic. So I really appreciate all of you. Oh, I also wanted to thank the people who've sent me donations through PayPal. I think I've gotten one also in Venmo, and I just wanted to share my appreciation and let you guys know how much I appreciate you. So, and your comments. So, all right. So, collective, in the past, you were in the energy of observe. Looks like in the past, you got a new perspective, a new point of view. It looks like you were, in the past, you were looking at things from someone's perspective. Oh, okay. That you were chronically spending a lot of time looking through the lens of someone else, their life, the way they perceive things, how they perceive you, how they perceive situations. What I'm getting is that this created a lot of insecurity and despair within you because you were disconnecting from you and in a way living for someone else. It feels like in the past you were a minor character in someone else's life, someone else who you were seeing as the lead role in your story, but your lead role wasn't you. The lead role in your story was someone else. And so it felt very unempowering, like you gave your power to this person. And it seems like what you're interested in now, with the current energy being take the lead, 3 of Wands, that you are leaving that behind. You want to be the leader. You want to be the main focus, the top person in your story. You want to be the protagonist of your own story. You're no longer giving your energy to people who want to use you. There's something about your energy, you're very giving and giving and giving. And it creates dynamics where you overgive, even to your own detriment. I'm getting that as you're stepping into the main character role of your own story, that you're wanting to find balance, an equal give and take. You're also realizing who who's worth giving to, and who you no longer are going to give your attention and your energy to. I'm getting that some of you thought that there were people in your lives who were protagonists and they ended up being antagonists, like a literature lesson. You're learning how to build your confidence, how to step into that leadership role, as in the leader of your own story, the driving force of your own story, not looking for someone else to make decisions. I get the feeling that you've been doing a lot of changes within, and some people, it feels like some people might know the changes or see some changes within you. I'm getting this feeling like kind of this hold my beer energy where you're ready to step into action. You're ready to turn your back on people, situation, and things that no longer serve your highest and greatest good. I'm getting, that image where an explosion happens behind someone and the protagonist just doesn't even look back. There's just a huge explosion and they just walk away. And it feels like you are leaving what no longer serves you behind you in a very powerful way, very dramatic way, just walking and keep moving forward to create the storyline of you, of who you really are, stepping into the role as the lead in your story. Family patterns that you're working with right now is change your focus. 5 of Cups. So a family pattern that you might be working on right now that's coming up to be looked at is some codependent, kind of dependent behaviors, depending on others. It feels like this ties into, it feels like you have whoever, like in childhood, you gave up your power to your parents to survive. And you saw them as the leader of the house, leader of the story. You were very reliant on what your parents wanted from you, what they wanted happening. They were in that lead role because you were dependent on them. And yet I get this feeling that you weren't, you didn't feel loved and cared for. And I'm not trying to get anybody in these readings. This is just, I'm not trying to tear your parents down. They're human. No matter what happened, they did the best that they could with what they had. So what I'm getting is that they created this cycle where you don't feel that your needs are met. Your needs aren't being met. and there's this disappointment, and it feels like you would sink in this disappointment. And if someone wants control over you and your life, then they've got a lot of responsibility. And it feels like the people who, especially early on, took control of your life and your needs, that they drop the ball often. And so it created this cycle that starts with like not getting your needs met by the people the closest to you, by the adult figures closest to you. And then it feels like since childhood, you have tried to recreate this scenario where you are with someone that you depend on, that you need, and they need you. And and they let you down again and again. I think because there's this cyclical pattern of a family pattern of giving over your power to someone else. Yes, when you're a child, that was a necessity. We are dependent on our parents to take care of us. However, as an adult, there's, instead of trying to recreate relationships where someone is playing your mother or your father, or maybe both roles, and trying to now go through, recreate that scenario where I'm dependent on someone, but it turns out really well. It has a happy ending. I think that's, instead of doing that, realizing that you're the adult, you're going to step in that role. You are going to be who takes care of yourself. You're going to take care of your needs. You're going to find and see yourself clearly, see where your strengths are and see where your weaknesses are, and learn what you need to learn and become the person that you've always needed to become. I feel like that would be breaking this family cycle, the family pattern of being dependent on others. And inevitably, by depending on others and giving over your responsibility and your power to others, it just creates a disappointment again and again. And so it feels like this cycle has repeated. Personal issues that you have right now that you're working through are Ace of Cups, love abounds. Personal issues, a gift, a loving gift, a love, fulfillment, self-love. When things aren't going well, especially first chakra, financial issues, health issues, work, home, something very tangible, when you are working through very base chakra type of issues, it is very, it feels like you go to a blaming space immediately, like, who did this to me? Why? And that's part of a repercussion of oftentimes in your life giving your power away to someone else. A personal issue is, instead of like, wow, I screwed the pooch on that, didn't realize that that was what was going on. I now see it. Okay, so I can change and make this shift. It feels like a real radical act of self-love is being honest with yourself, honest about who you are, honest about where you have been, where you are now, and who you want to become. It not as a way to punish yourself or make yourself feel bad or guilty or shameful, but just seeing yourself clearly, seeing your wonderful attributes, amazing attributes that make you special and wonderful, and also being willing to see, where you've got room to grow, where you've got room for improvement. Your conscience, what you would do if nobody was there to judge you, is open up. Four of Pentacles. What you would do if nobody were to judge you is, it feels like you want to clear house and let go of energies around you, people, situations around you that are in disharmony, that are misaligned with who you are and who you want to be. Feels like it starts with letting go of habits, toxic habits that you might have, or beliefs, or both. Toxic habits and beliefs that keep you stuck in the same cycle. This reading feels a lot like shadow work, like you're really willing, you're in a space where you're really willing to see yourself very clearly. You're really ready to let go of aspects of beliefs and aspects of yourself that no longer serve you for your highest and greatest good. It feels like a purging before stepping into new territory. That, like, lightening the load before going into hyperdrive. Emptying the trash chute before going to hyperdrive. So your higher self is in the energy of listen. The High Priestess. So this is in the center of your reading. The center of your reading, you are in this High Priestess mode. You are intuitive, guided. I'm getting so some of you are psychic, some of you are empathic. Most all of you have some of that empathic qualities. But some of you have a lot of telepathy, abilities to communicate with others through thoughts, I guess, is how that is. And then some of you have a lot of like a Reiki vibe. Some of you are also tarot readers. Some of you have some fairy energy that's very distinct, and kind of fairy crystals. Yeah, some really beautiful energy. All right, so with that intuition, you can spot a lie a mile away. I get the feeling that you are clearing house of lies you tell yourself and people who lie, maybe half-truths. Feels like whatever next step that you are getting ready to take, that there's no space for this chaotic, confusing, brutal type of thinking and speaking. Ooh, it's very powerful. It feels like a large shift. For a long time, you might have been around someone who you feel very depressed around and sad and negative, and I'm getting this like feeling like I should be happy around this person. What's wrong with me? Instead of that is what's going on. This person um lies, half lies, lies. It feels like it just creates so much frustration and anger within you. And I feel like you kept trying to figure out how to dampen that frustration because you like judged yourself for feeling that way around that person, but actually it was your intuition saying, like a rattle on a snake saying, this ain't right. This person's not correct. Feels like you are coming into a very powerful psychic time right now. A time when there's something you're letting go of lies and aspects that no longer serve you. It feels like you're clearing house, and it feels like right now you are incredibly psychic. It feels like there's a lot of clarity and a lot of an ability to tune in to your tune into your energy, tune into others' energies, knowingness. I feel like some of you might just have like knowingness. You know when something's right, you know when something's wrong, you know when that changes. There, it feels like what a big shift for a lot of you right now is like opening up to even more of your gifts, maybe different aspects or a greater depth of understanding. Wow, that's really beautiful. It's very powerful. It feels like owning all of who you are. Maybe some of you have had to hide your intuition and your high priestess type of energy. Maybe those type of skills were thought of as bad or inappropriate because of the family or the society or religion. And right now, and like by denying that aspect of who you are, it has made you ripe for lies and being taken advantage of. And it's also just by denying this really strong aspect of who you are, it's made you depressed and sad. Like there's something wrong with you instead of, you know, I've got these amazing skills. Let's I'll leave that there, but it feels very significant to this reading. Your skill set, your skills, psychic skills, your Reiki skills, your intuitive skills. Your challenge right now is 9 of Cups, dreams coming true. Your challenge is to allow blessings to come to you. And getting that as you tune into more of your psychic aspect, your intuitive nature, that you are letting go of things, old perceptions in the 3D of what you need, old storylines, old ideas. Excuse me. It looks like you're switching from the age of possessions, like switching from a very 3D things energy to vibration, to realizing that right now where the real power and influence comes from is with your vibration, with where your energy is at. Wow, it feels like some of you might consider yourself light workers as well. There's a lot of light coming into this reading. Your challenge is to allow blessings and what you've always wanted to come into your space, to appreciate what you have created, what you have allowed into your space. And it feels like an allowing, more of a feminine energy of receiving. Feels like when you shift into that meditation, quieting your mind, then instantly the energy clears and there's just a lot of blessings that are light, that are all around your energy. But there's some beliefs, some patterns of thought that are keeping those blessings at bay. It doesn't feel like you realize that your own thoughts are like maybe being very stuck in a storyline is actually keeping some blessings away. Oh, and I'm also getting there are some things that you think that you want, especially if there's someone that you want. Maybe for a while, there's someone like they made me happy for a moment, or I had an inkling, I have an idea that this person is my dream come true. And what I'm getting is it feels like you've been trying to manifest someone in particular, someone specifically. And what I'm getting is trusting the universe, that the universe is going to bring you real blessings. And it feels like you have all these blessings that want to come into your space. And by needing it to come from some one particular person. It's like instead of this fountain, this waterfall of blessings, it's like you're limiting the universe. It has to come through a straw, and the straw being this person, and be like this. There's something about letting go of needing it to be that particular person, allowing and appreciating blessings without an attachment to how they show up, when they show up, and who they show up as. So, all right, your desire right now is see the truth. Seven of Swords. Yeah, boy, lies have been coming up in almost all the readings in the last week. How we lie to ourselves, how we, how others have lied. Deception, self-deception, others deceiving. Okay. Your desire is, oh, wow, this is it looks like you want to create a partnership with love and harmony. It feels like you're wanting a connection where there's, where it feels divine, where your values are aligned, your passions are aligned, that you both are much stronger together than you are by yourself. It seems that you are concerned that a past relationship where there was a lot of self-deceit and someone who lied to you, it feels like there's still a hangover from that relationship, and there's a worry of whether you can trust yourself, and could you trust someone else. It's interesting because I can feel that, like, worry. It feels like that's also could be blocking some of your blessings from coming, is a defensiveness. Instead of boy, that's just such a strong energy. It feels like you're not accepting lies any longer. You want the truth from yourself. You want to see things truthfully. And it feels like, especially since you're intuitive, and especially right now, you're in this amazing space where you're even more psychic, more intuitive, that what I'm getting is you'll be able to spot this person a mile away. Sure, for a little bit, they might be able, your intuition might say, yeah, this is great, but you're discerning now. You know what being in that lie energy feels like. What's interesting is, to me, in that lie energy, it's exhausting. Um, very depleting, like energetically. It feels like, so you might notice people who are chronic liars, who carry a lot of lie in their space, that you're exhausted around them. they might annoy the bejesus out of you. You might not even know that they're lying, but there's something about their energy that depletes you and exhausts you and makes you very frustrated, feels very outside of your normal energy. Maybe you have some others, if you want to share other clues that you have when someone's lying. I would love to hear what your specific lie detector warnings are, how your intuition picks up and tells you about that. And even, when do you know that you're lying to yourself? Ooh, that might be even harder, but that would be fantastic if you've got those ideas. The lesson that you're working on right now is confront. Looks like you're confronting your inner child, doing shadow work. This does feel like a shadow work, really looking at yourself, making a change on a deep level, finding the imbalances, finding where you need to heal, finding that realignment. Yeah, the lesson is that when you get out of balance, there's a habit to project whoever you perceive as creating and bringing in this imbalance. There's a projection of blame instead of going deep and realizing that this person is just activating something within you that needs to be looked at. So you can almost thank this person for the imbalance that they activated within you. Something like that, so you can take a look at what's going on. Because it feels like by projecting, it feels like a lot of projecting blame outside of you, which creates being very defensive and feeling like, I don't like this about that person. I don't like this about that person and that person. And I don't feel that I can trust anybody. And so it creates this real defensiveness and a need to like protect yourself and cotton and really create a comfortable space instead of like, yeah, why are these people showing up that I'm having this response to almost everybody who's showing up? Well, what is that? What are they activating within me? And is there something there that I can shift? So it feels like you're finding the balance between realizing who really is not good for your highest and greatest good and releasing them, and then realizing how people are showing up as teachers in your space. There are people who trample over your boundaries, who don't care, who are not there for your highest and greatest good, who use and deceive and lie. And then there are people who they might be just deceiving themselves, and that's activating within you self-deceit. They might have, we all are a mixed bag. None of us are perfect. So it feels like trying to figure out how to discern between people and situations and groups that no longer serve your highest, greatest good, and those where you are being very overly defensive for fear of getting hurt again. The advice right now is third eye chakra. So third eye chakra is right here, behind your eyes, kind of in the center of your head. That energy center looks at clarity, seeing things clearly. What advice does the collective need about seeing things clearly? Gosh, again, the High Priestess is coming out in the advice. So using that third eye chakra, your clairvoyance, your clear seeing, your knowing, trusting yourself, to work on yourself. Getting some of you might be feeling a little uninspired at times. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting is that some of you might feel uninspired in things that used to motivate you. As your energy shifts from a focus on things and 3D to more of non-physical, more vibration first, more of you stepping into your intuition and your psychic abilities, then your passion and inspiration, it's going to come from a different space. There's something new. There's old ways of being, and it's okay there, to let old hobbies, old ways of being, old things that used to excite you that don't anymore. It's okay to let them go. It doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It feels like there's some new activity, a new aspect that incorporates you being very intuitive. It feels like this is going to create a new potential, something that you want to explore, that you're excited about. It feels like it gives you this new sense of freedom. That looks really beautiful. So the advice from Spirit is really using your intuition, really using your third eye to see things clearly. Not judging yourself if there are some activities that you're just no longer interested in. It looks like from this reading, you have shifted so much about who you are. You've come really far. You have done an overhaul. And so to be gentle on yourself and to trust who you are and who you're becoming, to follow your passion and excitement for something new. I feel like some of you might be holding on to old ways of being because you're supposed to, or like some type of belief, like you might get, people might call you flighty, or yes, there's something about holding on to things way past their expiration date that's coming up. And again, trusting that intuition, because dang, intuitive AF you are. So, all right, collective, this is your reading. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining in. Bye.